So I've come up to the top here of the building at 22 Zalong Street. This is the rooftop that famous photograph was taken of the evacuation of Saigon. This building was a CIA building. It wasn't the embassy. That photo's often been incorrectly captioned as being the US Embassy. So this is where that really traumatic and panicked evacuation was taking place that Hugh Van Ness captured in that photo. And I'm up here with author Larry Berman, who's never been up here before. Larry wrote the biography of Pham Xuan An called Perfect Spy, which is really one of the incredible stories of Saigon. Pham Xuan An was a communist spy who infiltrated the International Press Corps and worked for some of the major bureaus, Reuters, and at the end of his career was working for Time magazine, and in fact his office was just down the road, just down there. And Larry has written a biography of Pham Xuan An, who passed away a few years ago, but Larry spent a lot of time with him, and I've had the pleasure of getting to know Larry a bit in the last few years. But he's up here for the first time, so let's hear Larry's impression.
This is pretty amazing, actually. On my own mind, I'm just thinking what it was like as the final evacuees came up here, and obviously went on to this. It looks a little shaky right now. Look at that door. It looks like the original door.
Yeah.
Went up those steps onto the helicopter. But I am thinking right now, it's a very moving moment. I mean, I'm thinking that this was one of the most traumatic periods in American history. The evacuation of an embassy, the end of a war, the final unification, liberation of this country, and all of the ripple effects that went out of that. And I'm thinking of Pham Xuan An as he drove Dr. Tien right through those doors, lifted up those gates, and got Dr. Tien on that last helicopter out.
And if you come into the stairwell here, you can sense there would have been people climbing up these stairs, panicked. You know, this area would be pretty much unchanged.
You know, I've actually written about this this scene, and being here is pretty extraordinary. First of all, because it's not an authorized tourist attraction. That is, it was great to get up here. And secondly, there is nothing there's no sign to say this is this or that. This is for people who know history or want to know history and can try to place themselves back in the moment, because there's no plaque here that says on this day this is what happened or this is the steps. And I'm looking, and so therefore myself as a historian, I'm just I can feel I can't feel what it felt like, but I can feel the stories that my friends have told me who went through this before, who went up that ladder, and I'm just recalling that. I'm recalling Pham Xuan An talking to me about Dr. Tien and Tram Van Don, who was also on that last flight.
So just looking at this image on my phone, not sure if you can see it, but in fact this area here, which looks like they've established some kind of garden in there, this is where the crowd was gathered, and this is where they ascended, and the helicopter was on top there.
In many ways, this is like a historian of the Civil War going to Gettysburg. I'm not exaggerating. I never imagined I would ever be on this rooftop. I must have spoken to 20 or 30 people over the last 30 years of writing about Vietnam who lived this experience. And now that I just take a look at what they went through, and I'm trying to imagine what the crowd noise would be like, and the screaming and the yelling, is all those who didn't get out, what it must have been like. It's a special moment in history today, of history, and I'm really, really glad to be here with Mark. I mean, it's really special for me.
Looking this way, nothing much has changed since, at least looking directly across to the cathedral. But then as you spin back around from here, you'll see the new city of Saigon through the haze.
The Opera House.